Then I use here. Can I click present from here? Yes. For group 2, your team select cleaning tools. So each member find photos of cleaning tools. And then after that, you separate them into patterns. So your team separate into tools that you need intense physical labor, no power source, limited effectiveness at deep cleaning. After that, you separate into pattern B, which is vacuum cleaner nowadays, right? So it's suitable for deep cleaning. And then you separate into pattern C, which is automatic, like it's a program to clean without manual intervention. Okay. So this you categorize into 3 patterns. Okay. Actually, this means you have like 3 patterns. Okay. From here, one of the volunteer could present about your work. Summary. You could summarize your presentation. You can present about the recurrence of shared characteristic, and then the change within the same pattern, and then the factor creating new pattern. Yeah. Oh wait, you guys hear me, right? Okay, so let's see. Maybe one volunteer from a group. I still share it. Okay, and then you will need to unmute yourself. Okay. Um, anyone is okay. Like just
Hello.
one person. Yeah,
I
yeah.
will volunteer.
Okay.
Yes. So we have 3 categories: manual labor, needed tools, and moderate power, moderate physical labor needed tools, and no physical labor needed tools. And all have shared characteristics like removing dirt, but um, they also have changes. For example, like in the first category, it is like, how can I say? They have no improvements. These are the traditional cleaning tools. But for the second category, B, they have filter improvements like detachable apartments and increased section power because it is partly machine operated. But for the category C, physical labor is not needed. They can charge themselves and they have smart home integration. So almost everything is automated. So what we found is from pattern A to B, the development of electric motors and battery technology facilitated the transition from manual to power cleaning. And from pattern B to pattern C, the desire is because of the desire for convenience and reduced physical effort drove the development of these vacuum cleaners, robotic vacuum cleaners.
Thank you very much for volunteering to present to us. And thank you, the team member, to help each other finding information and summarize them as well. Yeah, I have a minor feedback a little bit here. Regarding the chain within the same pattern, um, the teaching team, um, all, they uh, they want us to also observe the chain. For example, pattern A, you have three photos, right? Is there anything change within pattern A like that? Like maybe the first one can clean spider web on the top, but then the second one you could um clean your clothes or like cloths that you have, right? Then the third one is like you clean the floor. There could be small change within this pattern as well. Yeah, so that part is chain within the same pattern. Okay. Yeah, for the second one, the vacuum cleaner pattern, they could have different suction power, as you mentioned. Some may stronger than the other. Yeah, or some may have longer battery or something like that. Yeah, that could be minor change in the same pattern. Yeah. So that's what that column is for. Chain within the same pattern is there any chain in its own pattern? Like pattern B, is there any chain? Something like that. Okay. Mm. So pattern C, maybe some robot can go back to its own spot, but some robot you need to hold it and then you charge it by yourself, manually charge it, right? Something like that. Mm. But other than that, it's a great observation and summary. Thank you. Next gonna be, oh, you finished this summarized page as well. That's great. Next gonna be group 3. Okay, I will share the screen of group 3 here. Can I go out here? Group 3. Okay, let me make it bigger. So group 3 decided to work on pattern of writing. So they find different pictures of people writing something. Okay, so they categorize into 3 patterns. The first one is writing by hand. The second one is typing using machine. And then the third one, they is a digital typing into like computer or iPad like this. Okay. Next, um, a volunteer will present their work. ขอตัวแทน1 คนค่ะอืม
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, I will present for the group three. So, in our work, we will working on the writing. So, there are three types of evaluation about the writing. So, the first is the writing with hand. So, basically on the paper and ink on the writing. So, this is mainly on the like writing by human hand itself. So, another type is the typewriting. The major changes from these two is that in the typewriting, instead of writing the word by script or by hands, it can just type in with hands, and the machine will print the characters on the paper. So that way, human can use all his fingers to write in, instead of right hands, if it right-handed, and then just drawing the script again and again, so that it will be much faster. And another thing is that um by that way, the files are unified, so that it won't create the differences between like handwriter the writing, so that it will clear the confusion between the documents. So this is typewriting. Another thing is digital writing. The major difference is that by the digital writing, the document can be right on the visual display like monitors, so that that way the document can be refined and correct errors again and again. Not like typewriting or handwriting. It is directly written with the ink, so the correction can lead to damaging the paper or not easy as the digital writing. So the digital writing is the final stage of evaluation in our study.
So thank you for your presentation. It's a clear observation and summarize on here. Your team also summarize the chain within the same pattern and give example. For example, pattern A, write by hand. So you mentioned that use different writing tools, right? They use either pen or pencil or quill, which is a feather of bird like that, and then you dip in the ink and then you write. So there are different tools to write with, right? That's a great observation, and it helps us to understand about how there are like process of development in writing. For example, if you wanna have a book, right? So if you write by hand, if you write it wrong, you may need liquid paper, you need to cross it out, right? But if you type in computer or like iPad, you could easily erase it, and then it's become like clean and neat, and then print as a book, right? So that's one of the benefits of it. So thank you very much, a volunteer, representative, and the teammates. Okay, so here is the
Thank
summary page. Yeah, thank you. For summary page, actually, you don't need the box on the top. It's okay. But I mean, I understand because from that column, you want to add on to the irregularity. Okay, so I'm fine. Okay. Next, going to be last group, which is group 1. For group 1, let me make it bigger a little bit here. So they select this topic of phone. Okay, so they find different photos of phone that we have in the past until now. So they categorize into 3 patterns. The first one have like handle and have button and without any screen. The second one is like small screen. It's like mobile phone now. We can bring it with us. It's portable. The third one is touch screen mode nowadays, right? With internet. Okay. So from here, I will ask a volunteer to present their work.ขอตัวแทน1 คนค่ะ
Our group is phone. So identify our first pattern is connect to a network of cable and wires that transmit voice signals to and from the phone company, and it's immovable. The second one is know why to make call or message. Use signal to connect. Have physical keyboard for typing. And the third one is have touch screen to type and do other function. Have camera and fingerprint. The recurrence of shared characteristic of each pattern is the first one buttons and wire. The second one buttons, no wire, portable, able to have apps, and the third one is touchscreen and camera. Change within the same pattern. Another one having screen and digital function, and another one is analog design. There are buttons used to unlock the receiver. Some have antenna. The screen for some could not show colors. Size of the screen can be flippable. The factor creating new pattern from A to B is the phone change from stationary to mobile, and from B to C is the phone change to touchscreen instead of physical keyboard.
Okay. Thank you for your presentation and your teammates for finding information and summarize them as well. Okay. I do have a minor feedback here. Let's say, for example, the factor creating new patterns. Yes, it is changed from stationary to mobile. that could be the needs of human needs, right? We travel sometimes and we want to communicate while we are traveling. So that could be one of the major needs that we need. And then after that, there are developed of network, right? Signaling network like telecommunication. We could receive signal through air, I would say. Like we don't need that line anymore. So that's something that you add on to it when you do in the future when you do like I mean when you do this assignment like this, yeah, you could add more information about it, about the factor that contribute to the change. Okay, I contribute to the change in pattern. Okay. And for pattern B2C, you mentioned that it changed to touchscreen instead of physical keyboard. Yeah. So with the development in the touchscreen phone, that we could let electron in the phone pass through our hand and then go back, is closed circuit. So with that, with this function, yes, we could use touchscreen. And you mentioned about flippable, yeah, because it create instead of using like glass to make a phone, right? We could use like more like plastic, and then we could use conductive material like graphene or something else that once we bend it, it's still complete circuit. Okay. So with that, you could add a little bit more about the chain, I mean the factor that create new pattern. Okay. And then you add here on the summarized diagram. Okay. So you mentioned having a wire is inconvenient. Okay. And then the other one is it was inconvenient to have keyboard. So nowadays we have like touch screen. Okay. Similar feedback is like from the table. Yeah, you could from the last column in the table, the right one. Yeah, you could bring it here, and then you could add a little bit more information about it. But other than that, the overall, yeah, you guys got the right direction on how to observe and then summarize them. Yeah, the pattern and irregularity. So thank you very much, group 1 members. So that's group 1 member. Great. Let me stop share my screen here. A little bit. Okay, so to summarize, we have practice, observe, and then create a group of pattern when we pick the select topic, which is a great exercise for us to, in the future, create unique features. Okay, so with that for today, that will be all the content for today. I would, for next week, we will have smaller group. Yeah, the topic I already hint a little bit is about like traveling or like transportation. Okay. We will have guest lecturer, okay, for like 30 minutes, and then Q&A for 10 minutes. And then I will also announce about the final assignment for first module. Okay. So that's our plan. For today, that will be all. I will ask to take a photo together. Yeah, if anyone could turn on your camera, yeah, you can do so. Yeah, I will screenshot. Oh, Sivakorn. Oh, you study together as a group. Okay, okay.